I'm going to be honest when I say that Assassin's Creed DLCs are either good or bad. When they deliver, it's done to an agreeable quality, but when they don't, they're not particularly great. But in this video, we're going to be talking about the best Assassin's Creed DLCs, specifically which one is the best Assassin's Creed DLC. So in this video, we're going to talk about 3 DLCs from Assassin's Creed, story DLCs only. One of them actually counts as 2, but they only make sense together, so they may as well count as 1. And then afterwards, I'm going to name one of these DLCs my favourite Assassin's Creed DLC yet. Surprisingly, our first DLC is actually Dead Kings from Assassin's Creed Unity. In the DLC, we get to see Arno sort of deal with the grief after the ending of Assassin's Creed Unity, and without the narrative restriction that a love story presented that Unity had, Arno as a character felt a lot better in the Dead Kings DLC than he did towards the hind end of Unity. We also saw Arno sort of rejoin the Assassins, not officially but mentally speaking. On top of that, we got a new open world area full of collectibles and other things, side missions and co-op missions, and a massive network of underground tunnels to explore as well, as the DLC is about these catacombs. The DLC has some puzzles and is a couple hours long, the main story, and in wake of Unity was surprisingly good. On top of that, we got it free, so you could say it was worth the money. And all in all, I just had a really good time playing this DLC. The next DLC I'd like to talk about is in fact the Da Vinci disappearance for Assassin's Creed Brotherhood. In this DLC, we follow Ezio on an adventure to find his friend Leonardo, who has vanished in a rather suspicious looking manner. So with the help of Leonardo's, I don't know what the hell this guy is, you attempt to track him down. With only cryptic clues left to help you do so, this DLC is really fun. The DLC adds a new storyline for Ezio to follow, which takes probably about 3 hours. That was what I recall it being the last time I tried it. And a bunch of new achievements to get in the open world as well. I enjoyed this DLC the most for its story elements, and enjoyed the puzzles. And in my opinion, the Da Vinci Disappearance DLC is definitely one of the strongest Assassin's Creed DLCs that we've seen. On top of that is a couple hours adventure with everyone's favourite assassin, Ezio Auditore, which is always welcome. Next up we have the Sequence 12 Battle of Forli and Sequence 13 Bonfire of the Vanities DLCs for Assassin's Creed 2. Now I know these are technically 2 separate DLCs, however they don't really tell the story right unless you have them both. And together they add to the story quite a bit. On top of that, they add a couple extra hours of gameplay, and the story element that was in these DLCs added to the main story of Assassin's Creed 2, filling a little bit of a gap between Sequence 11 and Sequence 14, because without the DLCs there's a fairly big time jump. And again, we get some extra hours playing as Ezio Auditore, so what's not to like? And the DLC just sinks in and feels as if it is a part of the Assassin's Creed 2 story. And as a result just feels like an extension to the main game as opposed to an outright DLC. Because even the previous 2 DLCs mentioned on this list aren't a part of the main game's story, whereas this one sort of is. And right at the end of Bonfire of the Vanities we get an amazing speech from Ezio. So the DLCs have some special moments. Therefore I think that these 2 DLCs work together and are some of the best DLCs that we've ever seen for Assassin's Creed. Out of these 3, it's quite tough to decide which one is my favourite Assassin's Creed DLC, but I reckon the best in my opinion is the Da Vinci Disappearance. And that is because, on top of the reasons already stated, this is the DLC that I can go back and play again and again and love it each time. It sees a few extra hours with Ezio Auditore and is also revolving around a character who's probably one of the most interesting side characters in all of Assassin's Creed. On top of that, it's just fun to play. So there's that. But there you have it everybody, in my opinion that is the best DLC. Thanks for watching, I hope you enjoyed. Be sure to go ahead, leave a like, subscribe, share, comment. If you disagree or have more to add, then please go ahead and let me know in the comment section, as that's what it's for. But in the meantime, I will see you all in the next one. So yeah.